Hi, this is Neil of TeamTeacher, teaching, living and raising a family in China. Today we're looking at a PowerPoint lesson walkthrough for ability. Let's check it out. This PowerPoint is designed for Chinese public primary schools. If you're doing it for something different, you might have to adapt it as you go. My first slide is always a rule slide as we go over the rules at the start of every class, just to remind the students. And then I'll have the students give me the greeting and we'll go over the greeting as well. So this class is about ability, so a lot of action verbs, very simple action verbs, and I use that along with the modal verb can to give sentences. The first part of the class is presentation, and basically I have a whole bunch of animated flashcards with the structure I can plus an action verb. These actual flashcards slides are animated, they're GIFs, and they really draw students' attention, and I feel that really helps as we drill the vocabulary. After going over and drilling the vocabulary for the day, I'll ask them some very simple yes/no, quick, closed set questions, just to try and get their attention and make sure that they understand what I was saying. But I'll quickly move past this and get into a song. The song I do a couple of times, and it's their first chance to sing and practice a lot of the structures by themselves. And then we'll go back to doing a story about what the dog can do. So we'll read this story together as a class, and it's using the same words and structure that we went over before. And it's nice and a cute story. Then I'll ask a more open-ended question of what can you do, and before I get the students to answer this question, I will demonstrate that what I say I can run, I will also act out a little bit as well, so that students get to understand that they can say and act out the actual sentences. So I'll ask half a dozen students or so and get them to act out and say their sentence. Then we'll go back into a song. After the song, we go into some questions for comprehension. They're very simply just the pictures of the actions without the words, and seeing if the students can actually give me the words, the action verbs, the ability for words, and identify them correctly. And then we'll do a hidden picture game, which is more or less the same as before, except they only see part of the picture. So they kind of have to work a little bit more for this. So after going over all these questions, we will then sing another song. I have one more sort of closed question game. This one is a grid that they've got to work out. It's very important that you demonstrate how this works. So what I do is I'll pick myself, can, Neil teacher, and I will point to this particular column and I'll say can, Neil teacher, skip, and I'll move my finger down all the way to the row for skip and identify and say that it's no. And I'll do this a couple of different times with different characters so students understand before I ask them myself. I chose the characters Elsa, Doraemon and Peppa Pig because they are very famous in China, and also they are very easy to say for the students, so keep that in mind. A good portion of the lesson I leave to charades. I will demonstrate the game a lot before actually handing it over to the students. So I will say what can I do, and then I'll act out and just after a couple of seconds say you can run, write, swim, etc. I'll have a student that I know is high level that gets it come up first, get them to act out, and then get the other students to put up their hand, and we swap for whoever guessed it correctly.